What's up, you bunch of freaks? This is a video about media preservation, and this is a CRT TV that I bought off Facebook Marketplace. I thought I was buying it from a woman, but as I was pulling up into the sketchy parking lot that I agreed to meet her in, she messaged me and said, "By the way, I'm a bald white guy." Only green flags from that interaction. Anyway, everything you're seeing on this bad boy comes from a piece of media that never got a physical release, meaning as soon as it leaves its streaming platform, you'll never be able to see it again legally. Why is this important? What can we do about it? What should we preserve? When should we steal? When will a big meteor come and hit the Earth and just end it all? We'll get to all that and more. But first I'll answer the question that's probably burning in your head is, why did I feel the need to buy this TV and make this video in my garage? The answer is simple. Well, it's because our cultural footprint is the most telling record of our existence. Big words from a guy sitting on his washing machine. What I mean by that is, sometimes the cultural artifacts we leave behind are the best record of what was happening at that time in history. Just like we know that 17th century artists fucking loved bowls of fruit, future generations will know that we fucking loved Costco. Like and subscribe for 5 big booms! Can we derive a sense of post-COVID nihilism in our society if we were to look at TikToks and YouTube videos before and after the pandemic? I don't know the answer to that, but we sure as fuck can if that shit disappears forever. So I'm here to say that preserving media is important. Going to the movie theater rules, watching Stranger Things 5 years late rules, going to a museum and seeing a big-ass painting rules. It sounds corny as hell, but encountering art feeds the soul. So what does it say about us as a society if we're in such a hurry to mass-produce content, ship it out into the void, and pay no mind to preserve it? As someone who's worked in TV production, it fucking sucks that people work so hard on shows and then they stream and then they go away forever and you'll never see their hard work again. But also, most of those shows that I worked on are dentist waiting room TV fodder, and I don't know if they say anything about the human experience. But even though these shows don't say much about the human experience, they still have historical significance because if we watch them in the future, we can glean a sense of the ever-growing capitalist desire to chip out a commodity that keeps a brand relevant. That's about as much as I can say before I break my NDA. Anyway, hard pivot. Get it? It was a hard pivot because I pivoted my body hard. Paintings have changed my perspective on how we interact with art. I used to think Mark Rothko was a stupid dumbass hack, and you would probably think the same if you ever Googled his shit. Which you shouldn't, and this is the point that I'm trying to make, is when you look at his paintings on your phone, they're just like, why am I holding this up? I'll show it right here. It's like, 2 colors, and it's 2 squares, and there's maybe a gradient, but not really. It looks stupid on your phone or on a computer. But they're not meant to be seen that way. They're meant to be experienced in person, because they're big as fuck. One time I got to see an installation of like 8 of his pieces, and they're massive. They're like 4 times as tall as you, and it takes up all 4 walls of this space that they were in, and they're meant to be experienced. The color and the scale starts a dialogue with your soul. Again, this might sound corny as hell, but also I'm right. Whether or not you agree with that, art has impacted you in some way. Maybe the Iron Giant made you cry when you were a kid, or Blue's Clues Steve made you a fraction nicer in your adult life. And don't worry, I Googled it. Steve wasn't like a drug dealer or problematic or anything. He was just sad, so he had to stop doing the show. Or even if there's like a TikTok or a Vine that you reference with your partner, that is enriching your life in some way. Yes, I do think that TikTok can enrich our lives. I don't really want to get into that because I'm scared of TikTok and I hate apps and I send emails. I don't like sending emails from my phone. I have to send emails from my computer on my big screen because I'm an old man. And all this is to say is that art impacts us, so we should preserve it. We've done a really good job of preserving physical art from the past, but now we have all this digital shit that is impacting us, and we should be saving it. Saturn eating his bitch-ass son probably shaped people's brains 200 years ago, and we're saving that. And so today, fucking K-pop Demon Hunters is shaping our brains, so we should make a conscious effort to preserve that. So what media should we preserve? Buddy, I don't fucking know. Actually, I do know. Every tweet, they're still called tweets, bitch. Every TikTok, every Vine, every movie, every show, every book, every tramp stamp should be backed up and backed up again and accessible to everyone ever on the planet, because our culture is important and it shapes us, and also because misinformation is rotting the brains of the world. And I know that's not realistic. We have to be selective about what we preserve, but considering AI data centers are actively destroying the world, both physically and mentally in our brains, just to produce fake shit from a butt for people who were born out of a butthole. It'd be awesome if instead of making those things, we were using these data centers to preserve real media made by real people. Because I really think that something can be gleaned out of every piece of media ever. And that's like how we'd fucking know anything about history. We read 2 old diaries and we know that Romans like to party with their dicks out. Let it be known that I was a history major, and a really shitty one at that. I cheated a lot, and here I am saying it publicly, and they can take my degree away. That's okay, because it didn't do much for me, because I'm sitting here making this video on my washing machine. The only thing that I learned in college was that I can wake up at 4 a.m. and write a good-ass paper the day it's due. Ooh, anyway. So then how do we decide what media to preserve? I'll talk more about that at the end of the video, or maybe at length in a different video. For now, let's talk about preserving media both physically and digitally. Should you buy physical releases of the things you love? Yes. Is this the perfect solution? Buddy, you fucking wish. Disk rot, disk break. You got a cool hard drive with a bunch of games on it? Hard drive corrupt. Oh no, your Xbox got the red ring of death. Oh no, your house burned down. You want to buy an old video game? That game is expensive. You're not even giving money to the original creators anymore. You're giving money to a sweaty guy on eBay. You want to play a physical game in 2025? There's a day one update for it. If you're playing offline, you're not getting the finished product of that game. And sometimes the physical disc doesn't even have the game on it. It's just a license to play the game. My wife makes fun of me because I save all of our photos and videos on a hard drive, and I don't save anything to the cloud because I don't trust the cloud, because fuck clouds. Cloud's whole thing is disappearing. When the world ends and there are no clouds, I'm gonna be able to read Tatsuki Fujimoto's masterpiece Look Back in print. Or the Bible. I'm probably gonna read Look Back, though. So if preserving media physically isn't the end-all be-all D's nuts, then how about preserving media digitally? So as I mentioned earlier with streaming, they can take that shit away at any time. A funny-ass show like Dairy Girls never got a physical release, so as soon as it leaves Netflix, you'll never be able to watch it again legally. Similarly with digital games, when you download a digital game, you're downloading a license to play the game. Sometimes you don't actually own the files of the game. And yeah, I have a cool hard drive full of a bunch of games that I obtained through surreptitious means, but I miss my video game shelf where I would display my games. Sometimes it's just nice to have the physical thing. Side note, if you're 12 years old and watching this, 1, you shouldn't be, you have bad parents, and 2, save your physical games. It's not worth the $4 you get for selling it. When you're 30, when you're 30 and your back hurts and you finally like how mustard tastes, you're gonna wonder why you ever sold Mario Baseball, because the toy field minigame is really fucking fun, and let me tell you, it only gets more fun when you're slamming tall boys with the fellas. Ooh-wee. And digital storefronts are cool too, but those also have a shelf life, as evidenced by Ubisoft delisting games from Steam and Nintendo shutting down the eShop for the 3DS and the Wii U. Now if I want to buy a game for my 3DS, I have to go through a third party and I'm giving them the money. I'm not giving Kirby my money. I want to give Kirby my money for Planet Robobot because I didn't get to play Robobot 10 years ago because I thought it was lame to play Nintendo at the time. And now I'm trying to play Robobot. So all I'm saying is if there are limitations to preserving media both physically and digitally, there's got to be some sort of solution, right? Stealing is cool as long as it's from the rich and it allows me to play Mario. Back when Nintendo shut down the eShop for the 3DS, I went and bought a bunch of games that I wanted to hold on to. One of these games was not Pokemon Black 2, and when I went to go and play Pokemon Black 2, I didn't have it, so I tried to download it, but I can't because the shop shut down, so I had to look for it physically. That game runs for about $100 now in physical, which is like twice as much as when it came out. So I wasn't going to pay that because that's stupid. So I did some funny business to my DS, and I preserved a whole bunch of games. It was super easy. It's a victimless crime, and if you're curious about it, you should look into it. While you're at it, maybe commit tax fraud, because only 0.2% of tax returns actually get audited. I'm going to be on a list after this video comes out. Speaking of which, I'd like to speak to the 12-year-olds again. It's a sentence I'd love for the FBI to ignore. You know how when you're 12 years old and you actually enjoy playing video games? Well, when you're 30, it's not actually about playing the games, it's about tinkering and the hobby. Something to try to stop thinking about the anxieties in your head that will never fully be quieted. Instead of playing the video games, you like to unscrew the back of your 3DS, pop in a brand new SD card that you stole from the job you got laid off from, run the hack, install custom firmware, you understand what all this code and shit means, download 100 games that you'll never play, or organize the home screen. That's the good stuff. It's not actually about playing the games, it's just about the tinkering. Anyway, my take on piracy is if I can't give my money to the people who made it, or even like a local business that is reselling the thing, I don't feel bad about not giving anyone my money if the only person that I can give my money is a sweaty guy on eBay. Gabe Newell, co-founder of Valve and Steam, put it well when he said, "The easiest way to stop piracy is not by putting anti-piracy technology to work, it's by giving those people a service that's better than what they're receiving from the pirates." So with that said, as soon as Nintendo puts Pokemon Black 2 on the Switch 2, I'll buy it again. Well, I never bought it in the first place, but if Nintendo can provide a better service than the pirates, I'd want to get it directly from the source. That being said, Nintendo's pretty notorious for charging a lot of money for a game that they're re-releasing that's already been out for a while, but probably gonna buy it anyway, because Nintendo has me by the balls, but that's okay, because I'm into ball stuff. Okay, to wrap all this up, buy physical copies of the media you love, and then back them up digitally and back it up again. It's perfectly legal to make a copy of a piece of media that you've purchased. It is not legal to redistribute that copy. Try to buy things from the people who made them. If you can't find them directly from that person or that company, then check out your local bookstore, or a local game store, or a local record store. If you can't find it there, just fucking pirate it, me matey. Who fucking cares? There's bigger things going on in the world. It's important to preserve the media that we love and consume because it's shaping our brains. Stories teach us empathy. We're 22 more times likely to remember a story than we are just hard facts. And on a larger scale, the media that we're consuming shapes our collective culture and our collective consciousness. It's important to preserve because future generations will be able to look back at this time in history and have a better sense of what is going on. They'll know why I'm so fucked up as an adult because I watched Fooly Cooley at way too young of an age. So in summary, if you love a piece of media, lock it down, preserve it for yourself, because Jeff Bezos isn't going to do it for you. This all sounds corny as hell, but also I'm right. See ya.